So today we're going to be making Mileena's costume from Mortal Kombat X. So start by getting yourself a plastic chain. Black is a good color to use as the base. Give it a coating of metallic gold paint. Then take some clay. You want to shape the skull out of that. Give it some eyes, some nostrils, and add little pieces to the mouth. And then you just want to bake that in your oven, following the directions on the particular type of clay that you're using. So then once that's hardened, you want to give that a coating of glossy black paint. And then you want to go over it with a dry brush loaded with metallic gold paint. And you want this to be really light painting so that it's kind of sloppy and leaves some of the black showing underneath it. Gives it kind of an antique gold look. So then cut a rectangle of fabric with a point at the bottom. You want it to be long enough to go from your waist to a little below your knees. Lay your chain across the flat part and fold that down. Mark off where that needs to be and sew at the bottom of it to make a little pocket for the chain. So here it is after I've sewn it. This is what it looks like on the front. You can use thread that matches the color if you want. So then just fold it in half lengthwise and cut it into 3 diagonal pieces. So then when you unfold them, you'll have these. You just want to stack the 3 pieces on top of each other. Then take some distressed fabric. This is just polyester. And thread it through a needle. Embroidery needles work really good for this because they have wide eyes. Then just take an awl. I'm actually using a compass point here. And poke a hole through 2 layers of those pieces of fabric you cut. Use your needle to pull that fabric thread up through there. And then poke another hole. And then run your distressed thread back through there, and that's how you'll sew the pieces together. You want wide spaces in between them so it looks Mileena-ish. And then on the back side you just tie each piece off into a knot so it stays securely in place. Just like that. And then up on the very top piece, you'll just glue the skull onto it. You'll have to use like Power Tack or E6000, something that will stick to clay. Hot glue will not. So just glue your skull on. So here it is with the skull, the chain, and the 3 pieces sewn together with the distressed fabric. So to actually wear it, you can just use a twist tie and twist tie the 2 pieces together in the back, and then you can slide that up through so that it's hidden inside the little pocket. So for the pants, you just want to get a pair. If you can find a pair of fake leather pants, that's the best, but I couldn't find a pair, so I'm just using satin here. And then you want to cut a little piece out of the front. Not too low, obviously. I want to be able to wear these in public. And then just fold the edges under twice and sew around to hem them. So that's what those will look like. And then your little skull skirt will go over the front of those. So for the top, I do have a pattern for this in my patterns vault, and the link for that should be popping up. It's a free download. So cut out the main piece, and then cut out the second piece, and go over it. You can also draw these freehand if you want. And then just sew along the out round of the second piece to attach it to the first piece, just like that. And then it's a little flimsy, the bottom pieces are, so what you want to do is cut some pieces of pellon in the shape of the top, a little bit smaller so that you don't see the edges on the outside, and then just sew all the way around the pellon. So then cut these 2 pieces out of pellon, and those will slip under the main part of the top, just like that. Before you actually attach them, take some of that distressed fabric. Again, this is just polyester. It's plain on the back side. On the front side, it kind of looks like leather. So cut around pieces of pellon, fold those up around there, and then just sew along the edges. Makes them look very much like leather, even though it's just polyester. And so lay those down and lay the top over the front of those, kind of centering it as best as you can. Then you'll just sew along the edges to attach those fake leather pieces, just like that. And then go back to your awl and drill yourself some holes. And then you're just going to take your needle and distressed fabric thread pieces And make your little X's and tie them off on the back side. You'll do those in a few different places, and along the bottom where the two maroon pieces attach as well. So then take some stretchy elastic. Her straps were actually either brown or maroon depending on what scene you're looking at, but I'm just going to leave the elastic white because the other fabrics are not very stretchy, and elastic pretty much only comes in white. You could paint it if you want to with some fabric paint, but I don't have any appropriately colored fabric paint, so I'm just going to use the white. So you just want to sew them two pieces on at diagonals, just like that. And so this is what it looks like from the back side. And then you just want to sew right in the middle there where the two pieces cross, sew that down so that they stay connected. And then cut some strips of that distressed fabric, fold them over each other, and sew right down the middle. So you get yourself some leather-looking straps, even though they're just polyester again. So sew them to the top of the top, and then the bottom part just gets sewn where those two elastic pieces cross there. Do one for the other side as well. And so then here's what it looks like from the back with the two fake leather straps, and then here's what it looks like from the front. The two straps just go up over the shoulder. And then check back next week for the armor, mask, necklace, and boots part of the tutorial.